What's up? What's good afternoon? Maybach is in the building. Salute. It's Mindful Monday. And we're going to kick it in just a second. Let me just get somewhat prepared. I am prepared. I just want to light up, get the ambiance going. All right. Hold on. So today's Mindful Monday is, this is something that I kind of talk every once in a while. And this is the benefits of fasting. So disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional, nor am I a legal advisor or lawyer or any of that good stuff. Not a nutritionist, not a dietitian, not a nurse, not a doctor. But do need to have these fastings in our life to help with either if you're looking for weight loss. Mainly what I want to talk about is the spiritual fasting, is the mental fasting, and the physical fasting. All right. So let me light this up. I'm just going to wait for a few. Oh, Brother Danny's in the building. Salute, yay. Yes. Okay, awesome. You get to catch a live. Hopefully you could stay a little longer to be talking about fasting, spiritual fasting, or mental fasting, physical, the benefits of that, fasting from drugs, alcohol, you name it, whatever it is, and what type of fasting that we should be doing. Again, disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a dietitian, nurse, doctor, lawyer. So what I'm talking about is just in the realms of how this is going to help us moving forward, especially the light beings. All right, especially the empaths, the oracles. There's an influx that's happening, that's changed. Some people feel it more than others. We're in this dimension, if you will, where we have ascended onto the fourth dimension while we're still tethered to the third dimension, right? So this is why we have this back and forth going on globally, all right? Even back in June. Maybach here, or did it go and fly off and come back? Yes, Danny said, finally caught alive. Notice. So, of course, it's going to be acting funny. It's a little rainy and kind of storms going on over here where I'm at, but I got to get the message out, and they don't want me to talk about it, but too bad. So if I come in a little choppy, just let me know, and I may have to stop the live. Hopefully I don't. All right, but so we look Santo up, right? Get into the nitty gritty really quickly. Anybody want a personal reading, you can look in the pinned description box that I have put there of where to go to get personal readings. Wow, Dirty Kenzel's in the building. Salute. Okay, just finished lunch and want to stop by. Thank you. Have a great show and a day. Thank you. So Dirty Kenzel just had lunch. I'm going to be talking about fasting. Now we need to go into this smoothly because people get kind of intimidated with that word fasting, and it's like, it becomes overwhelming. So I'm going to dive into that really quickly. Just talk about getting readings. If anybody is interested in having a person, they can go either into where the pin is and get the information there, or they can go into the in my description area there on. Automatically takes you into the website. It's a link, the hyperlink. You can click on it and it'll take you in there. I do want to just mention that if you are interested in a reading and you've never had that done, you're just kind of curious, suggest is to start with either the one card oracle or ask a yes or no question. Those are two cards because we offer 5 hours and it could be a little up A grade, sort of say. We're kind of like, you're apprehensive. My suggestion would be to just do at least the card spread alignments. Got into another retro. It's Jupiter right now. What that looks like is, I'll talk a little bit more about that on Wednesday when I do. Actually, it's not going to be the midweek check. It's going to be all signs month of August. So Leo season, my Leos, my Lions. He made it back here because I'm like, he disappeared and he came back. I know he's no. I have to give him his special because he's jumping up. Me. Say hi. I'm here. Brother Dan here with us today, so that's an absolute surprise and a treat, all in one. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit more about the alignments. I got a book courtesy of birthday donor about astrology. Okay, and I've been doing my homework ready on it. I stood up almost till like in the morning just reading and lighting and Saturn and Leo. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit more about planets and where the retrogrades are right now, because I believe we have like 4 or 5 big planets in retrograde. So I will talk about that more so come Wednesday when I do the all signs. So stick around, you guys, for Wednesday. Come send a notification out. Make sure your bell is up. Right when you tap into my channel, make sure that you hit the notification bell so you do know when I come on. I don't come on often, so you're not going to be getting a lot of pings and pongs and notification from me. So that's a good thing. And make sure to like, right, and subscribe if you haven't already. So without further ado, let's kick it in. Not really, but really. Maybe I was like, are you roasting me? Nah, not really. So the Mindful Monday today actually is the day, right? It's 7:05. That number, when I look, wait a minute, that's my other home, my grandmother, my grandparents' home. So 7:25 is a beautiful number for me. But the day breaks down to 7, and that's a number in tune with spirit, highly in tune. What is the name of the book? Danny says it's the Astrology Bible, the Definitive Guide to the Zodiac by Judy Hall, excuse me. So I'll put it back up. Then I actually went into a metaphysical shop and got, but first book that I got was the hold on, because I'm gonna cater to my Danny right now, because Danny's new, so we gotta give all that love and affection. Right, my lotus is here. Okay, so Danny, here's the book if you're into tarot, but if you're not, and you want to know just about astrology, this is like truly, when it says it's a Bible, it really is. It breaks down the houses, it breaks down the south node, north node, it breaks down what the eclipses are. So I'm going to talk more the mutable signs and fixed signs. My goodness, this book is awesome. It talks about the mutable signs. So, that's Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, okay, Sagittarius. So this book is pretty awesome. The other book that I got, different author, but by the same company, it's called the Bible. If you're interested in tarot, this again is another one. It breaks down what here's the death card. I just happened to open that up, but that's my card. And I ain't afraid. So it breaks down, what the properties are of that particular tarot card. If you're reading for you at the moment, or if you're reading for what's blocking you or the future, that's all that in here. And then in the beginning, it talks about, it breaks down what each of the cards are, if it's grouped together, pentacles or earth. So it's a cool book. This one I got off of Amazon. And this one I bought metaphysical, and it's $17.95. So it's an investment, especially when we're, astrology, and we want to know where the placements are. We're really down with our signs and know, where our placements are. Lotus, do you remember the website where we're able to get the free, to know where your chart is at? If you can put that information in the chat, that'd be helpful. I know one is astrology or astro. Is it AstroSeek, Lotus? It's one of, but you need to know where you were born, what city you were born, and you need to know the time that you were born. So then you punch that into the computer, it analyzes for you, and then it computes back and it spits out what your chart is. And it's pretty cool because then you know like what your rising is, what your moon sign is. AstroSeek. Okay, great. So Lotus put that information in there. I'm into everything knowledge is about it. All right, good to hear. Okay. So Danny says, I see, is there a way to know how many past lives? Wow. Okay. Very interesting question. And I also do a past life read, where it's not so much who is you reincarnated from this person or that person. I don't really do it that way. And I do not put anybody to sleep. I am not registered or authorized, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have a degree. I hypnosis, do that regression past life. But what I do more, your ancestors actually come and talk to us, let us know pretty much like what I want to say bloodline, but it's more ancestral line, if you will. And so that's a reading. It's a 5-card spread. So if you're interested in booking that, you can. But I don't really, you know, talk. I'm not too sad with past lives. Like if you want to know how many times you've been here, or you know, key thing though, if you have any master numbers in your, so if you're a life path number 11 or 22 or 33, chances are you've been here several lifetimes, because those are, from what my understanding is, that the master numbers, and I got numbers twice, in my soul urge and in my life, they sign up to come back. And come back multiple times. So that's just something that I kind of know about. I'm not in depth with the past life. Yeah. So yeah, Lotus has had a past life ancestral reading, and again, it's geared towards, you know, who you were in the past. Really more so your family, ancestral, that kind of DNA, that bloodline, if you will, and what they know. It's kind of like where you came from, but not if you want to know, you know, did I ask Michael Jackson, or, you know, like that I can't get. I'm not that savvy. That's above my pay grade. But definitely. Okay, show. Okay, she's on her other phone. Okay, so let's get in quickly. I'm not going to be on with this too long. We'll close out with a wisdom oracle, okay, and a beloved oracle to end our day. But you know, good that Danny did come by. Because the Mindful Monday is kind of different from the midweek check-in, just doing the cards. This today is usually about thought-provoking conversations. You know, current events, things of that nature. So the benefits of fasting, right? Spiritual fasting, mental fasting, physical fasting. I got this information from, it's in the description of this live today, from healthline.com. All right. And let me get the fair use out, because, you know, I'm citing some places. And, you know, I got to cover my back. So hold on a second. Oh, master numbers. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Just getting the fair use up really quickly. I know I wrote it in the description. All right, so fair use disclaimer under section 106 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made fair use for purposes criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, so we gotta dot our I's and all that good stuff, right? Cross our T's. This particular site, I just went, you know, you guys can go on it at your scripture and see the different types of fasting. There's liquid fasting, there's fasting like if you're doing prayers and spiritual spiritual aspects, right? So praying, meditating, reflection, isolation, retreating, those types of spiritual fasting. Not only just doing the prayers and meditations and having time for yourself, but also with eating and water, as it says. So the Muslims, in the Muslim culture, they have a month specific giving back and paying homage to their ancestors, God, or Allah rather, and it's called Ramadan. And they fast, right? And they do prayers, and I don't think they even drink water, if I'm not mistaken. And then they eat after sundown, and they have a big meal after that, right? So, that helps with fasting, helps with the pineal gland. And that's pretty much why why I'm in this journey now. I was really spiritual. It's nothing to do with losing weight or anything like that. I really can't lose, I will wither away. But for me, it was spiritual. It was more to do with spiritual and cleansing the pineal gland, because that's where your third eye is, where you're going to be picking up. It's the antenna for all things in the supernatural realm, if you will. Also the chakras, right? So we have the crown chakra, we have the third eye, that's a chakra, right? So basically with fasting, it helps clear out the body. It regenerates cells, right? So if you're taking a time out, because we don't need to always compact food into our body. It's our body a disservice if we're always eating heavy. And I know they say, you should be eating 5 meals a day or big meals and then small little meals intermittently. I mean, it's a discipline and it's not easy, but I think that we do something today and maybe do a little challenge and just see how it works, in the morning. So for me, I will drink my water. They say have key lime squeezed into your bottle of water. That helps with digestive and losing weight. But just to have that water, because that starts to help open up your organs around the liver, the kidney, the pancreas, right? Resting while we're sleeping at night and rejuvenating those. So if you eat something late at night, you're fighting to now break all that down and put it into its natural, it's where it needs to be, so you can have the nutrients. And it's very hard. That's hard on the liver, that's hard on your pancreas, that's hard on your intestine, right? So there's benefits and pluses, in regards to fasting from food sometimes. Now, there is this, so intermittent fasting, there's a method that involves 16 hours fast or fasting 24 hours per week. So I think we can challenge ourselves, because this is a Mindful Monday, incorporate, or if we're going to do a little small fast, start off with a couple of hours, go diving in and doing like long stretches. I'll do long stretches, not even worried about food, because body's been trained for years now that, it's really mind over matter. Same thing, having to fast, from sexual, listen, you're gonna have to tell your partner, like, right. Gotta get right. So, and if you are having sex with so I'm not gonna talk too much about there goes internet, stop it. All right. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but as far as, fasting, do smoke, right? Or if you do drink, trying to do that back, even though they say, Mary Jane is, it's the herb of life and stuff like that. It's, a plant. It's also supposed to be used in a sacral, spiritual setting. Now, I didn't know all that when I was smoking it. Smoking it to calm myself. I really was on some Tupac, ready to, Pac calm me down, but I was ready to beat some. All right. So when we're smoking, 9 times we're doing it because we're like, we need to relax, we need to calm our nerves, right? But if we start doing these different types of fastings and we do like meditations and our mindfulness, it's really mind over matter. And once you start training your mind and saying, you know what, I don't need to smoke today. Okay, so if you need to smoke, right, do this intermittent fasting where let a couple of hours go by and then you light up again, right? Or if you need to before you go to sleep. So being mindful, not letting take control of you, but you are in control of it. All right, same thing with when we're watching primetime TV and we're putting that pollution into it, and we're constantly bombarded with what's going on in the world and the news, and now we're sitting up here just out. Now we're smoking because it's stressful. We need to detox from that as well, okay? Because it's doing a disservice, especially to the light workers, beings, to anybody who's starting to awaken from slumber in regards to the spiritual aspect of things. We can't be polluting our minds with all that stuff. Like I'm going on a little intermittent fasting from social media. I mean, I kind of don't go on. I try, like I need to go on because of my readings, but I really just, like the past, since my solar return, I really just been like my body's been going through another upload, if you will, whatever upgrade is happening, where I'm just like kind of just, in this centered hermit mode, reflection. I know that I have a big year coming up. So, I have to, there's a lot I need to prepare for mentally. So if I start fasting, I can actually get my mind, and it's not going to be scattered and polluted with other things that are being shown. And I have control of that. I don't have social media. I don't have to go on, watching the news and all that stuff. Again, I have control over that. All right. So, involves 16 hours, or fasting 20 twice a week. Fasting from time to time is more natural, always eating 3 to 4 meals per day. So I'll repeat that. Fasting from time to time is more natural than always eating 4 times a day. Again, I'm not staying on the soapbox preaching because I am, especially others that don't have the luxury sometimes of cooking the proper balanced meal, especially if we're working and we have children that we, school. All right. So I get it. I was there. But we have to change that. So make sure that if you are running late, not eating, you're grabbing fast food, ordering, from the side of the restaurant, vegetable. Right? Try to get your kids more familiar with fruits and vegetables. They need that fruit fasting as well, where that's all doing. And I have done that. Water and fruits. Internet, stop it. Water, fruits, eat something heavy, about ish. And then if I eat dinner, it's probably going to be like maybe about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You want to eat earlier than later because you have to be medicine. Again, I'm not going to be on the box talking about the different types. Yeah, this internet is whack. Stop it. It says is unstable. Please wait. I may sound choppy. Please. Danny says the body on an empty stomach. We need to have our bodies resting later than 7 o'clock at night. Again, I understand with parents, and if they're right and they gotta, multitask with the family at home and cooking, I get it. Try to incorporate, the vegetable. Try to wean yourself to eat a little earlier, because after 8 o'clock, if you have a little snack, maybe a fruit, certain fruits you can't eat at night either. Bananas, apples, you can. So there's a list of all that. Go online and look for any of that down. So I'm going to go into what the 16-8 method is. I'm going to explain is that you want to fast hours, whether it's during the day or at night. I do it. That's, our bodies are resting. So I'm not eating anything at night. Get up in the middle of the night and they get munchies and they want to eat. And try not to do that, guys. Be very mindful. Discipline. But once you start doing it, it becomes nothing for you. So all night you're not eating in the morning. This is why it's called break fast, right? Break fast. You're breaking your fast now. And if you are fasting, you want to start off small and start with fruits when you're fasting. If you're doing, a night fast and then in the morning, having, bacon, grits, bagels, like that. You don't want to have a heavy breakfast, okay? If you're breaking your fast and you're going to have your breakfast, try to have fruits in there, all right? Oatmeal. I know it's the summertime, right? So maybe just more fruits and water, right? Tea, coffee, if you're a coffee drinker, and try not to drink as much. I have like 1 cup in the morning and that's it. And even that, I don't even drink the whole thing. So it's like a waste that I'm doing, all right? So 16-8 method involves skipping breakfast, right? So some people can skip breakfast. I can't skip breakfast and eat. No, you don't. It's the problem. It's this mind over matter. We need to eat as we think we do. And for who are working on losing weight, listen, that helps, because you're regenerating yourself, and this also works for right down. Yes, help with if somebody's a diabetic, because if you're heavy set, there's this inflammation that's in your tissues. So you can have rheumatoid arthritis. Cut it out. You hope thing to do with inflammation, right? With fasting, help with brain activity. So that's the mental again. Anti-aging studies have with rats that by fasting live 36 to 83 years longer. All coming from that same website that I just www.health.com, and you can read up on that. And also I just watched while I was my meditation music, I saw that Master P, the rapper Master P, lost his daughter back in May to a overdose. She was 29 years old. He said that she had been battling for about 9 years drug addiction. So I like Master P. I always liked Master P when he came out. The first song I was like, why he sound like a cow? He's like, nah. But I like Master P, and Master P he lived up to his name. He lived up to that name because he's really a businessman. He is about his community and his family. He puts his family's, if we have these drugs around us and we feel that we can't be without it, right? We feel like, I can't function if I don't have a Coke in the morning, or I can't function if I don't have a drink, before bed. It's really mind over matter. Now, I understand if somebody's like an alcoholic, it's really hard for them. I have somebody in my family that I'm trying to help. It's really hard. But they also have to want to do this. So I can sit here and talk to people to on face. But if they don't want to get help, what can we do? Try to be as supportive as possible. But remember, now you're giving mental attention to these people. And that can, if you are an empath or a person, that can play on your psyche. You got to put up these boundaries, kind of go into hermit mode and isolate ourselves away from certain things, people, places and things, because it can become toxic. And we need to have fastings. We need to have the clarity. Mental fasting also has to do with meditation, yoga. You could mudras, right? You can go online and see how the different finger mudras affect your whole, not just the chakras, but all inside. Different mudras can affect your liver, your spleen, helps with the regenerating rather. And the physical, again, as I said, not eating around the clock. All right. Mental, having either reading, books that help enlighten you, or just any type of literature is what you want to incorporate. So if you watch the news at 6 o'clock, that's it. At 1 hour, you don't watch the 11 o'clock news. You already saw what happened on the 6 o'clock news. Pick up something else, a show that's uplifting or educational, or reading. All right, or journaling. I'm a big advocate with journaling. Write down all your feelings, and just put it on paper and leave it and keep it moving. So we have to this different mindfulness, definitely fasting. Start off very small, like an hour or two, like I just said. If you can't not watch the news, you gotta always, I gotta see what's going on. Watch it for the hour, that's it. And work small and consistent with it. You'll see it. You won't even worry about what it is, because you're gonna find out what's gonna happen anyway. But watching it every day, the elders are like, my aunt and they were like, yep, what's on news and 10-10 wins. He's listening. I can't listen to that all the time. It's like toxic to my ears. It's a pollutant. So stormy weather. Is it, Lotus? Maybe it's just acting up around because of what's going on out there. So that is it. If we're on social media, I'm kind of guilty. I'll go on, and then maybe a couple of hours I'll get wrapped up in whatever and I'll come back on later at night or something. Times where I haven't been on maybe a day or two, and I'm even thinking I'm wrapped up in something else. We our mind busy, but in positive. I don't want to do fake artists either, completely forget about everything that's going on, right? But if we're substituting some of these negative things, we need to incorporate positive things. So again, reading uplifting literature, right? Poems, self-help books. If you're into documentaries and true life stories, take your mind off of what's going on, because it's bombarded where you go. If you're not hearing it on the news, somebody's talking about it, or even on social media, you're flipping, see somebody reposting, this happened. So try to exchange one thing for the other and work slowly. It's a step-by-step process, just like the 12-step program. There goes the confirmation. The truck outside rang its bell, rang its horn. So we just want to incorporate that into our diet. Again, fasting, you do not need to be eating all around the clock. So do certain steps in the morning. Again, incorporating fruits into your diet, more fruits and vegetables. In the nut completely, walnuts, peanuts don't have that much content, but walnuts, cashews, pistachios, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, they are high nutritional value. And if you eat enough of those, like a full, it kind of takes away I need to get over right now. It takes away from wanting to, fill your up with food, you don't really need it. It's your mind triggering you to say, I need to eat. I'm hungry. You really don't. All right. So wrap up the this Mindful Monday. Remember, guys, to come back on Wednesday. I'm doing all signs for of August. So Leo, okay. And all right, so let's get the first oracle. And I already shuffled, so we can to one. Okay. All right, so let's get the message here for the collective, please. All right. Chop wood. Okay. This number 42 down to 6. Got come to the edge. 6 right in the middle of the deck. And go the distance of the deck. Let me get the other cards quick so I can read them together. You know, this is not even showing up the numbers either. Crazy. You want me to talk about this stuff? Listen, we need to talk about health is wealth. But I wasn't saying anything crazy. So what is the other message? Oh, love it, spirit. Yes. Spirit here. All right. And in the middle of the day, playfulness. So going outside, eating, taking a walk, and then is good here. I'm a conduit. Woo, bottom of the deck. Love it. Love it. Love it. So first thing that I want to just tap to is that you're doing fastings, and you can't be for some reason, you know, it don't matter. Taking outside. If you live if you live in a city, you know, like I do, it's walking around the block. There's parks, you know, I go to. But if you're not, you know, just walking outside, you know, up the hill, around the corner from your home, back in, because it's that mindfulness. It takes away the distractions. It takes away from you. Oh, I need to smoke this cigarette. You really don't. Like I went cold turkey, and I was smoking up until like 6 months ago, and I don't, because I fill my mind up with so much other stuff, and then when I feel like I need to get, I'm slurping back some water, or you know, I'm chewing maybe something like chips, or you know, popcorn is healthier. I do get the little seaweed strips. Need that, like, exchange the feeling of, oh, I need to cigarettes, because at night I'm really more like I gotta, and I don't think about it no more. Like I totally, but then I wasn't an avid smoker either. 2 cigarettes I would get for the week, if that. Like I get Lucy's. I never really buy packs because I'm not a smoker like that. So for me, it was easier to just stop because I got sick and coughing so much. I was like, well, like I'd be an idiot to be smoking and coughing up. Like literally, I got a piece of a broken rib. So, you know, outside, get this exercise, or just even walking, not so much having to exercise. Look, time to go. Need that. Right underneath the goal, the distance. So, you know, or maybe just light jogging, light running. So your collective again is chocolate and spirit. All right, numbers 42, and spirit doesn't have a number. So I'm going to read spirit quickly. This is that meditation, doing the meditation posing, not into, you know, Christianity and praying, just taking that time for thinking, right? You know, we put up with religion, but really more you being in contact with spirit, with course, with your angel, your departed loved ones. This one-on-one relationship, like it's the highest good conduit to the you know the my sensitive folk, empaths, the conduit, the clairvoyance, the oral. I'm tapping into your moment because we are the ones that are in the front right now during this spiritual warfare. We are at the front. And so we have to really protect our mind, body, and soul, or spirit, because of the constant attacks that are going on. Not just the physical, but the spiritual. So trust me, they know who we are. That's why they're doing a lot of this stuff going on. You know, it's the incentive murders or attacks that are happening. I mean, I want to talk about it because I'm not trying to put the. It's like it's just too much. You know, in New York City alone, it's like everybody's is some type of robbery, sticked up guns, knives, you name it, it's happening. So Spirit here, tapping into that crown chakra, the solar plexus. We were talking about chakras. I talk about it from time to time. Where's Danny? Danny, are you still here? I'll show you the book that I have that helps with the chakras, because I know you're new into your plight. So Danny, if you're still here, or if you catch this, so this is the book of the chakra healing, okay? It does talk about exercises for your throat chakra. It talks about the crystals that you want to have working with chakra. All right, what else? All right, connection, get it out. Okay, so Spirit to us, change me, divine it, into one who knows my spirit is eternal and ageless. Can you guys still hear me? Notice, am I good? Am I choppy? Because the connection's messing up now. Crazy because the streaming. It could be YouTube. Now YouTube is like funky. It's choppy, but you hear me. Okay, so let's not gonna be here that much. All right, so it says, let me release any old ideas of condition and limitation. My whole being is filled with joy, energy, and beauty, a vessel of the divine Shakti, or spirit. Yeah, so YouTube is acting funky right now because now it's over here on my TV. All right, so let's see what Chopwood is 42. Okay. So right off the bat, when I'm looking at this card, this is giving me that spring again. So much spring, but like just cleansing out the mind. All right. As we're doing these meditations, doing these fasts, it's helping to clear out the cobwebs, if you will, of your mind. All right. See what the prosperity is here. Also being grounded. All right. So prosperity for the chop is, now it is time to take steps rather than larger leaps on the journey to creating prosperous life. Your focus off your big dream and attend to the mundane course. On the little things that may have piled up while you've been mapping out the greatness plan for the life you aspire to manifest into reality. Character for the life you aspire to manifest into reality. Character humble and aware of the. So that's we were just talking your head there. All right, 42, breaking down to. This is that harmony. This that's coming together. So if you do have some soul connection, or friends, soul husband, wife, I don't know what, speak to them, right? Have this dialogue with them. You're on this journey. You have your family living with you. Listen, my kids, everybody was kicking and screaming. Started my journey without all the stuff that we usually eat, right? So we don't eat pork anymore. Eat red meat. We still eat poultry. I don't do dairy anymore. So they were kicking and screaming and now they're like, when they eat other things that they're not used to, it's stomach now. So having this conversation with family and getting them on board, even if they don't want to and they're kicking and screaming about it, them off small, be in a different level and a different pace, right? Going that distance, you might be at a different a different pace from them, from your family members or friends. But being humble and being mindful, because they're not all going to agree, or they may not all be on board with it. But just letting them know, hey, this is what we need to do, especially if you're in a you're living with, spouse, boyfriend and girlfriend, children, raising your kid. We need to change what our family, what our parents, grandparents, and even with our great-parents, they ate a lot more healthy than we did. So we know now that things are being processed. It's not the same as 100 years ago, 6 years ago. So that's why we need to cut back on things that we're eating and just fat, and have minds can be regenerated. Our spirits can be regenerated. Because you're bogging all that food and stuff that's not healthy into your system, it's all going to affect everything. It's a trifecta. So just, getting right with yourself and definitely being mindful about what we're listening to. Even our closest people, they could always be like, there's always this type of drama, and that's your psyche. You really need to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, but right? Sorry. So that was that. Thank you for sticking around, my Lotus, to Maybach, and to Dan through, and Dirty Kenzo. Salute. Don't forget to click on the bell for notifications. When is going to be a big reading, so you don't want to miss it. I'm going through all signs, reading zodiac signs for the of August. What's to come in August for the Leos? So if you're a Leo, definitely, if you got placements in your chart, you want to pay attention to the Leos. And what else? And anybody wanting a personal reading can book to the about, and you can click on the hyphen. It'll send you straight into the site. To book a personal reading there. Remember, as I suggestion, if you're not used to or you're not familiar with readings or readings, I suggest just maybe starting off with one card for the yes and getting your feet wet, and then you can come back if it makes sense for you to book another reading, a longer reading. Okay. So thank you very much. I appreciate you all for stopping in and with me for a little while. Just taking for your day and mindful, right? Because that's what to do, especially during these crazy period. And Wednesday I will see you guys again for all signs, and I'll talk more about where the are for this. All right, guys. On the flip side, peace.